Hi, welcome to Cabayala. It's Agosta. Today we're going to practice a sequence that is focused in the menstrual cycle. So sometimes when we feel that we're in the cycle, we feel that we don't want to practice yoga, we're not sure if some poses are not recommended because we know we hear somewhere that somebody said, oh, you shouldn't do this or that. The truth is that there is some asanas, some poses and exercises that you shouldn't practice when you're in your cycle, especially deep twist or some other poses coming in the headstand or any inversions are not recommended also. So I have here a little sequence for you to practice. Even if you have some cramps or you don't feel great, you can still do this sequence. And I think it's nice to give you some self-care and love when you don't feel the best. For this sequence, you are going to need a chair. It can be a folding chair like the one I have here, or any chair where you can actually take your legs through the back of the chair. We're also going to use some blankets. If you have a yoga bolster or a bolster like this, great. If not, can be a big pillow or 2 or 3 blankets. And you're going to use a yoga strap if you have it. If not, you can also use a belt. So let's get your things and come back to start with me. Also guys, I want to give you a little side note. Just please make sure that your doctor allows you to practice. Some people has the cycle really heavy, or they don't really feel really well, and I want to make sure that you guys ask your doctor if it's okay for you to practice yoga when you are in your cycle. And also when we practice with some of the props that we are going to use today, the poses can be a little deeper, so make sure that you don't push yourself just because you want to do it. Just find that stretch and stay there. You don't have to do all the pose entirely perfect or anything like that, because that yoga, it's a practice. That's why we do it, just to practice and get better and better and better. So doesn't really matter how far we can make it. What matters is that we can do it again another day, that we break something or dislocate something or injure ourselves. So make sure that when I suggest the poses, you listen to your body and follow what feels right for you. And today we're going to use, I mentioned just in the intro, the chair, blankets, a bed, and also see if you have yoga blocks or something that looks like that, maybe a book or something that has shape that can help you to support your pelvis. So let's get started. Okay, so I hope you are back with all your material, and we're going to start coming into child's pose. So come on all fours and then bring the toes together and the knees wide apart, and then push your hips into your heels. So see that you're there, sitting on your heels, and then slowly start stretching the arms forward, lengthening through the spine, and see that you're still keeping your buttocks on your heels. If you have any problem with your neck and it feels uncomfortable, you can always grab a block and just place it under your forehead. But see that you keep your buttocks touching your heels, so your arms are active. The sequence we are practicing today, it's not going to be a fast-paced sequence, so we're going to stay in the poses about 1 to 2 minutes. So while we are in the pose, we're going to revisit the actions. We are going to continue pressing through the hands into the mat, taking the shoulders away from the ears, and pushing the weight back so we can sit on our heels. And the legs are relaxed and the feet are relaxed. We are lengthening through the spine, relaxing the neck, so we are using this block on the ground to take the head. Just a few more seconds. Inhaling in through the nose and out through the mouth. When you are in the pose, you can also check in and see how your body feels. If you notice any tensions or anything, you gotta be aware your body is telling you. And then slowly we're coming into all fours and sit on your sit bones. So we're coming on our sit bones, crossing the legs. Now when we're crossing the legs, we are keeping the heels and the ankles under the knees. So we have a space in our lap. We are not bringing the feet closer to the inner pelvis. No, we are actually opening this area and then sitting in our sit bones. So maybe using your hands to lift your buttocks and then taking the buttocks back a little bit. So then you are on your sit bone. And then you're going to walk your hands forward. Just walking your hands all the way, stretching the arms. And again, if you need any support for your head, you can always grab the block and place the forehead there. So when keeping the hips on the ground, don't allow your tailbone or your hips lift on the ground. By extending the arms, pressing through the palms and the fingers, moving the top of the shoulders away from the ears. You should feel a stretch in your left hip. And just allowing the stomach to relax. Don't engage the abdominals. Just inhaling in through the nose and out through the mouth. Keep extending the arms, relax the neck. And then slowly walk your hands in, and we're going to switch the crossing of the legs. So we are changing the crossing. And again, we see that the heels are under the knees. We have a nice space in the lap, in our lap. And then again, we are walking our arms forward, hands walk away. And slowly bring the forehead on the block or the ground. Or you can also use blankets or pillows. Now we should feel the stretch in the other side. As we switch the crossing of the legs, the feeling of the stretch in the hips, it also changes. Extend the arms, move the shoulders away from the ears, keep the arms active. And just allow the pose to happen. Allowing the stretch to naturally occur. And then slowly walk your hands towards you. We're going to uncross. Bring close to you, close by your strap if you have one, or your belt. And then take the legs forward. We're coming into staff pose first. So see again that you are in your sit bone. So you have to move the flesh of your buttocks. Just move it away. And place your hands towards the sides of your hips. Now we're bending the arms a little bit, but we're taking the shoulders back. We're lifting through the chest. Like that. Good. So just lifting the chest, maintaining the legs engaged. So we are drawing the pit of the knees towards the ground. We're stretching the legs, engaging the quads. This is an active pose. Maintaining the shoulders back and down. Reaching through the big toe mount, lift the chest. We're going to stay about a minute here. Maintain the body active. Reach through the inner legs. Sometimes we can notice that our outer legs actually are longer than our inner legs. So we have to stretch from the inner legs by reaching through the big toe mounts. And then I slowly release. Let's bring the right foot in. So bring the right heel the closest possible towards the top of the left thigh, towards the inner groin. And then use your arms to turn a little more. So you're turning your sternum towards your left leg. You can also use a strap if you need. And then inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. We're reaching towards our left foot. So first, we're bringing the arms into the arm socket, and the chest is coming forward, trying to see if we can descend the chest to come to touch our knees. So we're going to inhale, lift up, exhale, bend the elbows out, and bring the nose towards the knee. Keep engaging the left quads, you're stretching the left leg. And the elbows coming towards the sides, this way, help us to keep the shoulder blades together in our back. So we are not rounding the shoulders forward. Keep bringing the nose towards your knee and stretching the left leg. Tighten the quads. Keep going. And then slowly release. And we're going to switch sides. So stretch the right leg and bring the left heel in. So again, coming closest possible to the right inner groin, and we use our hands. We stretch, first turning a little bit towards the right, and then inhale, arms up, exhale, forward fold. So we are coming, grabbing our right foot first, spreading through the collarbones, bringing the shoulders back, and draw the leg down. So see that you're like not having any light or anything that can go from one side to the other side of your leg in the ground. So you should be squeezing the knee down. And then we're going to look up and go down. The nose is coming towards our right knee. Remember those elbows, they are going out and up. So we keep the upper back a little more flat that way. And we engage the quads. So the right leg is stretching a lot. If you cannot reach your foot, you can use a strap or just grab your leg by your ankles or below your knee. Stay here, just a couple more breaths. Engage the quads, bring the nose down towards the knee. And then slowly release. Coming back to Dandasana just for a moment. So in this next pose, you may need support. I am going to use a blanket. We're going to place it on the mat, and then we're sitting with one leg, the other leg is bending back, but we're going to keep the left ankle to the size of our left hip. So we are not sitting on the left foot. our left leg is in Virasana. And then we're extending the right leg forward. So see, you are going to stretch a lot the top of your foot right there. And see that you can see your foot, you can see your left heel. So it's not under your buttocks. And then you're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And stretch it forward. You can also use the strap if you need. And see that your hips are even. So if you don't need the blanket, don't use the blanket. I feel for myself that works better, but if you don't need it, don't use it. And then you come forward. You can also put your hands on the ground. See that you find your stretch. You shouldn't feel any strong pain, just a little uncomfortable. And see that your hips are even. Just a couple more breaths here. Engage the right quads. Keep reaching through the inner side of your foot. And then slowly come up and extend your left leg, nice and slow. And we are going to switch the blanket to the other side. This if you use a blanket, you don't have to. So bringing your left cheek on the mat and the right leg is bending. And remember, you have to be able to see your right ankle coming in Virasana legs. And we're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And here again, you can just grab your foot or place your hands on the ground or use a yoga strap. You use a yoga strap, you just place it like that around the ball of your left foot. So engage in the left quads, see that your hips are even. And when we're here, we try to come closer to the knee, but also we are keeping the back flat as we can. So the chest is coming down. It's like we are reaching through the sternum, trying to touch this with the sternum our knee. Just a few more breaths. Continue allowing that stretch to happen. Focus in your breathing. And then slowly release. Going to remove the blanket. Just for now. We're coming back into staff pose. Inhale, arms up. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Get a hold of your feet. Engage the quads. And just come forward. Pulling through the hands to bring your feet closer or your nose towards your knees. Engaging the quads. Careful with your shoulders, don't roll your shoulders forward. Always trying to spread through the collarbones, trying to take the shoulders away from the ears. Again, you can always place your hands by the sides of your legs. Use a strap if you need. Grab your ankles. Just anything that feels more comfortable. Keep going. Relax the head. Moving the head side to side. Yes, no. Relax in the neck. And then slowly release, coming back to the Dandasana. And we're going to move this blanket because we have to come into Upavista Konasana. So we're bringing the legs wide apart. See that you're in your sit bones. Usually I use my hands to lift my hips and then take my buttocks back a little more. So now I'm 100% on my sit bones, and then we're going to grab our toes, or just grab your ankles, or just below your knee. And just stretch here. So draw the back of your legs down. Engage in the quads. Engage those legs. And see that your toes are pointing towards the ceiling. You are still in your sit bones, but stretching a lot from your hamstrings. Continue breathing, feeling that stretch in the back of the legs. Spread through the collar bones. Remember, always we are avoiding the rolling of the shoulders, opening the chest. You can rest your head in the ground if you can reach the ground. Or just keep the head aligned with your spine. And then slowly release your toes and grab your legs on the back of your legs with your hands and bring your feet together for butterfly. Drawing the knees down, and then again coming back into Upavista. So we are coming back into our sit bones, stretching the legs, bring the toes up. This time we're just going to walk forward. So walk, come down. You can stay here in your elbows, or you keep coming down, maybe resting on your hands. Just stretching again the back of the legs, keeping the toes pointing towards the ceiling. So relaxing. We are practicing yin yoga, really, for the cycle, to make us feel better, to help us rest and relax, and getting a really deep stretch. Just for a few more seconds. And then bring your hands, walk them towards you, and again we're grabbing from under the legs and coming back into Baddha Konasana. See you in your sit bones. Bring the chest forward, draw the knees down. You can always help the legs with your hands to release and go down even more. Lifting the chest. Always focusing on the breathing. Enjoying this pose. And then we're going to bring the knees together and we're going to look for our blankets. So in my case I have bolster and I placed a blanket on it, and I think I'm going to put another blanket for my head. And here you're going to need again your belt. So if you have a yoga strap, I did a loop. If you have a belt, you can tie it up. And we're going to place this around our legs. So we're going to come and sit the closest possible to your blanket or your bolster. And then you're going to bring the soles of the feet together. You're going to grab the belt or the yoga strap, and we're going to go and place it like this. So it comes into our body, and then we're placing the strap under the feet this way. And turn around to make sure you guys can see this. So I'm going again, so you can see my feet are together this way. I grab this strap and then I place it around my torso, and then I place it under my feet. Then I'm going to tie this like this, so then my legs cannot move anymore. So that's how we go. So we're back into sitting right by our blankets and placing the strap the way I show you. Tie it out a lot, and then slowly, see that it's not on your lower back, so lower it a little bit below the lower back, and then slowly we're coming in Supta Baddha Konasana, and then you're going to grab opposite elbow and just relax in this pose. The nice thing with this is that the legs are close, the feet are closer to your inner groins without you even have to do anything. And you're stretching your back. You feel your lower back bothering you. You can grab the flesh of your buttocks and move it forward towards the feet, so you have more space. And then tying your belt and bringing your arms overhead, and you can just focus in the breathing again, relaxing and enjoying the pose. And you can be in this pose up to 5 minutes if you want to. It feels really good. And it's a nice stretch for the shoulders. So after a minute or so, we're going to switch the grabbing of the elbows, allowing the abdominal wall to stretch, relaxing the head, relaxing the neck. Now we're going to switch now, grabbing the opposite elbow. And focusing on the breathing. Just a little bit longer. So relaxing, so good for you, especially when you don't feel the best with your cycle, or if you just needed to practice some yin yoga. So good for you. Just a couple more breaths here, inhaling in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then release the arms. And we're going to place the hands on the mat with the palms down, and then come forward, lifting your chest and the head last. And then we're going to remove the strap and extend the legs forward just for a moment. Next, we are going to come on our knees. If you have a block, you may need to use a block. Just place it in front of your pile of blankets and then move the flesh of your muscles towards the side so you can actually sit, and coming into hero's pose, so bringing the heels to the outside of our legs, and then we're going to slowly come on our back. If this feels too much for you, you can always place more support in the blankets. Move the buttocks towards the. If you don't need the block, don't use the block. And see that your knees are close to each other or together. You can bring your arms again overhead like this, grabbing opposite elbow. Or you can just leave your arms to the sides of the body. This way, just opening the chest and allowing the shoulders to descend. It's a nice stretch for the quads. If this feels really hard, painful for your lower back, like I said, you can just bring a little more blankets for your back. So it's not so intense. Or you may need less blankets. All depends if you practice this pose ever, if you used to. You can close your eyes. Just taking a moment to enjoy and stretch. And observing again how it was, and observing, focusing always in the breathing. This pose is not very active. We truly are not making any effort. We are allowing just the stretch to occur. So we can focus in the breathing, observing the inhalation and exhalation. See if our chest moves, if our abdomen is the one that feels that the breathing is starting from. Just see how your body works. Notice what's doing. And then we're going to come out to this pose. So we are turning the palms down, and you can place your hands on your feet if that feels better, or just place your hands to the sides of the body and slowly bringing the chest forward and then the head. And then we keep going. We're going to come into down dog. So placing the hands under the shoulders, rolling the toes under, just come into down dog for a quick stretch of the back and the back of the legs. I'm sure that you feel a little longer now. And then we're coming back, the knees on the ground, coming into child's pose. Just moving your props away. Just for another moment here. And then we are going to move towards our chair. So grab your chair. You can place it on top of your mat. And we are going to practice a back bend. So bring your feet from under. Remember I told you need to find a chair that has room for your legs to go under. That is why. This is why. We're bringing the legs, and then we're going to move the buttocks until we are on the edge of the back of the chair. and then we're coming. So you can see I place a mat, so it's less slippery. And I'm just going to come and practice a very soft back bend. So you place your hands on the back of the chair, and you can also bring the arms from under, like this, under the chair. The head is just letting go, feet together, toes towards the ceiling, and just having a nice stretch of our abdominal wall. If your head hurts or feels that your neck cannot deal with this really well, you can always put blankets or pillows under and support your head, or bring another chair just for your head, maybe a stool or something that will allow the head to have some support. We always have to use what we have at home, any props or any tools that we can use to help us to stretch better, but always in a safe way. You're not going to stay here super long. You're always welcome to stay in these poses longer. Just watch your lower back. See that the flesh of your buttocks goes away from your lower back. And then we're going to remove the arms, if we have them, under the chair, and place them back on the back of the chair. And then using the elbows, we are going to slowly come, always chest and head first. There you are. And stay, just sit here for a moment. Just allowing our back to come back to neutral position. And then slowly we're coming out of the chair. So be careful, remember our legs are trapped here, so very be careful how we come out. Take our time always, no rushing. Good. We're not going to use this chair anymore. And we're going to use the block to move our props and come back to the mat. And then we're letting down our back, bringing the feet the closest possible to the buttocks, and then roll your shoulders under, grab your block, and see that you're going to use it in the second level. So you see you have the shortest and the tallest, and we're going to use it in the second. And you're going to place this edge of the block on your tailbone. So lift your hips, place the block on your tailbone, right where your buttocks start, and then roll the shoulders under and extend one leg at a time. Just keep the gaze towards the ceiling. Keep reaching through the inner side of the legs. The palms are up. Keep rolling those shoulders under. And again, you are going to feel the abdominal wall stretch. Just going to be here for a few seconds to a minute. Always, you are welcome to stay longer. Reach through the inner legs. Reach through the big toe mount. So you're making those inner legs longer. And then just focusing on the breathing again. But this pose is more active than the previous pose. we do have to reach with the legs. We're stretching the legs. We are allowing the stretch in the abdominal wall. Just a couple more breaths. Inhaling in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then to come out, we are going to bend one leg at a time. And then lift the hips nice and slowly. And lower yourself down. Just taking a moment here. Then bring your knees towards your chest. Grabbing your toes for a happy baby. This feels really nice for the back. And then we're going to bring the feet together, knees together, feet on the ground. Then we're going to roll to the side and sit up. Once again, we're going to cross the legs in front of us. Remember our nice lap here. And we create it by bringing the heels under the knees. And again, we're going to stretch forward. Feeling again the stretch in our lower back and in our hips. You can stretch your arms forward or just bring your hands under your head. Keep the hips on the ground. Remember, always moving those shoulders away from the ears. And then we are going to switch legs. We come up and switch the crossing. See that the shin bone is squeezing into the front calf. So they're like legs are trying to squeeze against each other, heels under the knees. And again, we go forward. Focusing the breathing and observing what you feel. Observing where the stretch is occurring, how that it feels in your body. And then coming up, this pose, we're going to take a couple minutes in Shavasana. So come on your back, last time, nice and slowly. And then take the shoulder blades together, feel the upper back flat on the mat, and then stretch one leg at a time. Palms come up. And then inhale in through the nose really deep. And in the exhalation, release and let go. Feel how all the muscles of your body release. Feel how the ground is sustaining you, it's holding you. Trust the ground, it's not going to go anywhere. It's there for you to hold your entire body. And once you're here, you start feeling heavy, very heavy, and heavier. You're melting on the ground. And then observe the points of the body that are touching the ground. Maybe your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your buttocks, your heels, maybe your calf muscles, the top of your hands, your elbows, and the back of your head. Releasing and letting go. Observing the breathing. And then start moving the fingers and the toes, maybe opening and closing the hands, making a fist and releasing, moving the toes, maybe doing some circles, the ankles and the wrists, and then your arms overhead, and stretch really nicely. From the fingertips all the way to the toes. And then bend one leg at a time. Turning towards your side, using the bottom arm as a pillow. And then when you're ready, pushing with the top hand, sit up. Back on our sit bones with the legs crossed, bringing the hands heart center, inhaling in through the nose and out through the mouth. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope that you feel much better now, and if you like my video, please give me the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, because that really supports me a lot and helps me. And you are also welcome to leave any comments in the commentary area. And I hope I see you next time. Thank you.